All of a sudden, summer arrived, which means I've run out of excuses to work in cars. Cruising and show season is just around the corner. Better get started. Winter has not been kind to Bugsy this year. He just seems to be developing surface rust quicker and quicker despite all the clear coat I put on. This grill has never seen rust before, and there we have it. The front obviously gets the worst because that's where all the stone chips hit first, but just everywhere. And that was clear coated not that long ago. As you know, I did the back end behind the bumper fairly recently and it's still holding up, but I obviously missed this whole section here. And to be honest, I'm just getting tired of the whole constantly grinding down and re-clear coating. So I have made a decision for this year. This year, Bugsy is getting paint. Now, it's not necessarily going to be a finished paint job, but as you know, most of the work is body work and prep work. So at the very least, I want primer on it before winter next year. So that means I'm not going to be doing a lot of shows and cruises. I'll maybe start the paint stuff at the middle of June. So I've got the whole of May and some of June to enjoy the car. So until then, I will be doing one final rub down and clear coat and making sure he's mechanically sound before I rip all the body off. So what are we doing today? I want to get to the bottom of a very annoying rattle when I'm driving. The noise is coming from somewhere in this area, and I have tried and I've got right underneath there. To try and locate where this rattle is coming from, I tell you what, we'll go for a wee drive and you can hear it for yourself. So I have established that it's not a suspension bump thing that's causing it, because it does it on kind of rough idle when the engine's first warming up, just sitting here. Let's start up. But the good thing is I've got this wireless mic, so what I'll do is I'll do a bit of a scan when it's running and see where it gets louder. How's that for a plan? Right, let's go. Of course, it's not doing it now. Oh well, I guess it's fixed. Wait till it's warm, go for a wee drive. Okay, that should do it. Pay attention. I will be removing this mic and moving it around areas, okay? Need to put some grease on my steering linkage, it's a bit squeaky as well. That's got nothing to do with paint and everything to do with water seals around the engine bay. Okay, let's go. So it's definitely not as bad when the weather is nicer, when it's warmer. But does that mean it's expansion related? Because normally it's like rattling all the time, or in winter it's rattling all the time. And as I say, it's not generally bump related. Like I can hear it there. How come every time I put the mic there it goes away? Maybe the mic's the problem. Seriously, make the noise. Interesting. So that was a right-hand bend. So the car was leaning to the left. I wonder if that affects it as well, which would imply it's more of a body connecting to chassis type problem, right? So even though the sound is coming from right there, it might just be travelling through from where the front left fender joins the rest of the body. So we're coming up to a left-hand bend. See if it does it on this one. Not so much. Another left and then a right. Definitely had a little bit more noise when I went round the right hand side. Let's continue the experiment. Going over a speed bump now. See, it didn't make the noise over the speed bump. That's why I don't think it's suspension related. It's more of a... Although it did it over that speed bump. Oh, I'm losing my mind here. It's only very specific speed bumps like that. It's just so random. Don't you just wish these folks would rear their ugly heads and just continue doing it until you get to the bottom of it? It's so frustrating. It's not doing it as much as it used to. Oh, so frustrating. I'm going to head home. All I can really do is look underneath and look at the join of the fender and the body. I've parked in the wrong place. I forgot, I've got neighbours now. I need to leave them space in my left. That's better. Right, I'll see you out there. So I just reviewed that video, and as you probably saw and heard, it is making that rattle over pretty much every bump, but that's the importance of doing the mic test. I couldn't hear it from where I was sitting. Right, let's have a look and see what it could potentially be. Let's start with the exterior. we'll do the fisting test. Nothing there. I wonder what's making contact in there. Maybe around here. Shame I can't drive about with the hood open. Right, okay, so, because this is the right area, right? We need to look at the underside of this. Oh, that sounds very suspicious, doesn't it? I think that could be it. Let's see, what can I do to either tighten that up or maybe even, I'll just start with some grease, right? And then we'll go for another quick spin. I'm hopeful. I have now plastered the area with grease. Everywhere that rod touches, metal to metal, it's all greased up. Now, this is the closed position, okay? Not too bad there. Open position or halfway. I think it's making most of the noise from that section there. Now when it's closed, it should be there, and it shouldn't really make a noise when it's closed and tight. So if it's not tight enough, and basically by tight I mean this bit here connects to this section here, if that's not tight enough, then it won't allow that constant pressure on that bar to stop the rattling. So I think what I'll do is adjust this down a little bit to increase the pressure needed to make a solid close. So I'm going to try that. I should maybe try it first without doing that to see if it still rattles or if it's a bit quieter, and then come back and adjust that. So I'll do that. If the noise is even, if the rattle is a bit muffled, then at least we know we're in the right track. If it's gone completely fantastic, but I've got a feeling it's going to be just a bit muffled. Let us find out. Still the same, isn't it? Okay, back to the shop. No noticeable difference. Next. So I was just having a look at the driver's side footwell, and I wonder, could it be as simple as this wire loose, banging against the side of the car? This wire that I intended to cable tie, zip tie 2 years ago and never got around to it, that one. It would just have to make that right noise. Certainly not going to do any harm zip tying that up, so I'll try that and go for another spin. heard it already. Still there. Next. Hey, at least we're crossing things off the list and actually getting some things done in the car that should have been done a while ago. Anyway, I'm going to try back under the dash again. So I was doing the whack test with the door shut and the door open. Listen. Possibly. Might as well get rid of that. Possible rattle. I mean, it is a rattle, but get rid of that, try again. I know that was a... and it's back. Yep, I counted my chickens way too early there. What is that noise? Oh my goodness. I don't think it was as bad, so maybe it's been a culmination, no, what's the word, compilation, no. A lot of different noises adding up to the overall audio orchestra. I'll have another look underneath. I'm pretty sure it's in this corner. Okay, I think I've got it this time. If I stick my hand way up there and do this. Sounds like that, right? That is my wiper motor mechanism lever arm things. I have no idea how I can make that quiet. Just never, well, I suppose if I was using the wipers all the time, then it wouldn't make the noise because there's tension on it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'll try and give you a closer look way up there. See that silvery bar? That's got to be it, right? It's got to be. How do I stop that from rattling? So, I packed the connection where it spins with grease. I switched the wipers on a few times, back and forwards, to hopefully spread the grease about. Let's give it a shot. I do have one more idea we can try, if this happens to be the problem. Again, it should be a little bit quieter if this is what it is. Oh, I can hear it. I can hear it straight away. You know what? Just to be sure that that is what the issue is, I'll put the wipers on while we're driving. Nah, I can still hear it. This is a nightmare. Right, I'm not convinced that this isn't the problem, so I've got a cunning temporary plan. I've removed the speedo, I've attached a bungee cord to that connecting rod. I'm going to pull it tight. Well, let's just do a before and after thing, right? Pull it tight, wrap it round the steering column a few times, like so. Rattle should be gone, or at least that rattle's gone. Let's go for a drive. Still hear it. Nope, definitely not that. Oh, I give up for now. At least I've taken care of some of those jobs I've been putting off for the last couple of years. Got my wiring all nice and tidy. I've got my wiper motor connections all nice and greased. My hood latch is greased. And the panels all seem fine. So, not a complete waste of a day. For the Rattle, I'm just going to turn the volume up to 11 and ignore that. I might find what the Rattle is when I start taking panels apart when I'm getting ready to paint. But until that point, I'm just going to drive it. It's only going to be a couple of months anyway. Right, before you go, quick favour, if you don't mind. My son has a YouTube channel, Kyle the Scot. Now, I told him that you guys are too old for all that nonsense, and you know, he says you're not. He reckons that this is good for everyone. Basically, he does gaming and TV show analysis, not really reviews. He goes really quite far in depth in these things. I even find some of it interesting, you know. So prove me wrong. Go and check him out. Link up there, Kyle the Scot. Give him a quick subscribe the nation. Click that button, click the bell or whatever. Or not, it's up to you. Anyway, prove me wrong. Till the next one, where I fail again, no doubt, keep rattling. Oh, that was terrible.